As the Buffalo Bills continue to improve their roster and continue to add players, it's time to look at that tight end position and see who can make this 53-man roster. Welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to another episode of Roster Breakdown, where we break down the 2019 NFL roster, bring down our 90-man roster currently, and seeing who's going to be left come September 1st when we have to have it down to that 53-man roster. Before we do that, however, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button because we're going to keep you covered on all things Buffalo Bills, whether it be who's going to make the 53-man roster, whether it be mini camps just coming up next week, whether it be regular season, preseason, postseason, we have you covered right here. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the current state of the Buffalo Bills tight end room. Of course, everyone knows Tyler Kroft, probably the big name tight end, the big signing at the tight end position for the Buffalo Bills this offseason. Broke his foot out 3 to 4 months. That's going to go into the regular season, guys, and we'll see how effective he can be maybe after week 4, week 5, maybe even after later than that, 6, 7, who knows? Who knows how long they're going to take with this guy as Tyler Kroft continues to get healthier and healthier. But you look at the tight end room now, we have Lee Smith as well, Jason Kroom, Tommy Sweeney, and then a guy who just signed on the 5th, Nate Becker, McQuan Dean, and Dawson Knox. 3rd-round draft pick Dawson Knox, still unsigned as of this video, so you do have to wonder about that. But we know that the Buffalo Bills probably have things under control. I'm not too concerned. You look at that tight end room, you're talking about, what, 7 tight ends? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tight ends. So who are we going to keep this year? Who are we not going to keep? Now, last season we kept 4 tight ends, right? 2018 season we kept 4 tight ends. So will we keep 4? Will we keep 3? In my previous wide receiver video, I said we're going to keep 7 wide receivers. And now the tight end position, if we keep 7 wide receivers, the tight end position might be a good position to maybe not have another tight end, right? Maybe we go with 3 tight ends if we have all those targets on the outside, if we have blocking tight ends in the middle. Who knows what the Buffalo Bills will do here. But we do know with me taking 7 wide receivers instead of 6, that means I have to take away a player from a position, and we'll find out what position that is soon enough. So let me know what you think about the tight end position. Who do you think is going to be left at the 53-man roster come the start of the 2019 season? So again, going down this tight end room, talking about Tyler Kroft, Lee Smith, Jason Kroom, Tommy Sweeney, Nate Becker, McQuan Dean, and Dawson Knox. Last year we kept 4. What are we going to do this year? Well, I do see us keeping Tyler Kroft. I know the injury is not good and the timing is awful, of course, but with the salary cap the way it is for Tyler Kroft, again, it would cost more to, or just about, it would actually cost more, close to the same amount to keep him as it would be to release him. So Tyler Kroft is due $4.9 million. If we were to cut him, he would still be due 4.2 of that $4.9 million. So cutting him would really hurt us as far as dead cap money. Now, you do have to wonder, is there someone that we can replace him with? And there really can't be. For you're talking about $700,000, barely above league minimum. Who are you going to get that's going to be better than Tyler Kroft once he comes back, once he is healthy? Now, again, that might be, a month or 2 into the regular season, so are you willing to take that risk? Maybe you are if you have one of these guys backing him up. Of course, I think Lee Smith will be making this team as well. Lee Smith previously played for the Buffalo Bills, did not play last season for the Bills. Now we re-signed him to the Bills, and we're looking for him to, bring on some veteran leadership. Now, again, looking at the salary, he is due $3.5 million this season if he stays on the 53-man roster. If we cut him, he's due $4.4 million in dead cap money, or he costs the team $4.4 million in dead cap money. So you look at those numbers, you say, wow, he's definitely someone, unless he does something terrible, unless he's terrible on the field, if he can produce anything on the field, we're going to keep him. So that's 2. And then, like I said, last year we kept 4. We'll see if I think we're going to keep 3 or 4 this season. But with those 2 out of the way, the salaries get a lot smaller the next big salary is going to be at league minimum between the rest of these guys. So at Jason Kroom again in his second season with the Buffalo Bills. Tommy Sweeney, 7th round draft pick, gonna make $495,000. Nate Baker just signed him to a league minimum contract. McQuan Dean, league minimum contract, and now Dawson Knox might sign for more once he signs, but he hasn't signed yet. So out of those 5, I think we're going to keep 2. Okay, I think we are going to keep 4 tight ends this year, because I think with us getting rid of Patrick DeMarco at the running back position, we're going to need one of these tight ends to fill in as a potential fullback during certain sets, right, during certain formations. So I do see us keeping 4 tight ends, especially if we keep Tyler Kroft with the injury. We are going to need a little bit of depth there. Now we might put him on the IR, and that might open some things up for us. I'm not sure how that's all going to work, but I see us keeping 4 tight ends. I already named 2 with Kroft and Smith. You look at Kroom, Sweeney, Baker, Dean, and Knox. Out of those 5, who do you want to keep? Who do you think is going to be in the Buffalo Bills tight end room come the 53-man roster September 1st? Let me know in the comment section below. I think McQuan Dean is an easy release, right? We haven't heard much about him going into training camp. We haven't heard much about him at OTAs. He hasn't done anything to really improve his stock at all, and that's someone who really needed to show out in order to make this roster. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard about it. So McQuan Dean is going to be the first guy in this room that I say, sorry, you're not going to make it for this 53-man roster. You are going to be cut. I look at Nate Becker. Nate Becker is someone we just signed 2 days ago. Is he someone we can keep? Is he someone that can make the 53-man roster? Well, I don't think we would have signed him if we did not think he had a chance to make the 53-man roster, and he still might impress. Again, big blocking tight end. You're talking 6'5", 260 pounds. Not much of a receiving threat, though, and that might become an issue. Talk about his whole collegiate career, 3 years, 19 receptions. Now, again, if you watched my previous video on him, you know that most of that damage was done in 2018. He had 13 receptions in 2018, but I don't think that's going to be enough to keep him for the 53-man roster. So I think Nate Becker will not make the 53-man roster. He will be cut. Gives us 3 choices now. You're talking about Jason Kroom, Tommy Sweeney, and Dawson Knox. Now, those 3, I think 2 of them are going to make the team. It's going to be tough, right? It's going to be really tough. I actually have heard some decent things about Tommy Sweeney in OTAs. Again, with the injury to Tyler Kroft, Tommy Sweeney, Dawson Knox, both getting more time. But I've heard more good things about Dawson Knox. I think we keep Jason Kroom, as he's the only tight end in this room right now who played for the Bills last season. So I think we keep Jason Kroom. And if we can get Dawson Knox under contract, which again, I'm not sure what that situation is like, I say we keep Dawson Knox. So those are our 4 tight ends going into the 2019 NFL season. I have, it goes Tyler Kroft, Lee Smith, Jason Kroom, Dawson Knox. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I said, this tight end room is getting a little full. We got 7 tight ends, but hopefully we start to see some improvement. Hopefully Tyler Kroft's injury, hopefully he can start getting getting that healed faster than originally diagnosed, and we can see him on the field sooner rather than later. But again, you always have to be concerned when you're talking about your second surgery to the same foot in 2 years. You always have to be concerned about that, so that's something we will keep an eye on. Like I said, 7 tight ends. We're going to break it down to 4, and now I will continue to the roster breakdown in my next episode. But again, thank you for joining my Billievers Talk. My name is Joe. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.